I'm Sergeant Craig Stout with the Fayetteville Police Department, and today we're going to be talking about speeding. Speeding is probably the number one complaint that we have at the Fayetteville Police Department from our neighborhoods and our communities. We're very fortunate that we live in a city where that is our number one complaint. However, it can still be just as dangerous. What we typically see in neighborhoods is most of the people who are speeding through a neighborhood are the people that actually live in that neighborhood. And the reason is because you are more comfortable in that surrounding. It's one of those when you're driving to and from your street, you know that street, you know every vehicle, you know where everything is at, so you typically probably go a little faster than you probably should. Whether it's in the morning and you're rushed to get to work or to school, or coming home, you've had a long day and you're just ready to be home, those are typically the times that we see most of our speeding problems, which is before work and before school and after work. Speeding can be very dangerous. Some of the things that we can look at are just the property damage. If you're going a little too fast, you may not have the stopping ability. If someone jumps out in front of you, you look at that property damage to your vehicle. We have a lot of distractions in our vehicles now, whether it's cell phones and radios and all of these other devices. And if you look down for just a second, if you're going too fast, that can cause some severe property damage if you run into another vehicle. More importantly, you can look at injuring yourself or others. If you're traveling through a neighborhood, there's kids out playing. Kids are very unpredictable, so it's always a good idea to make sure that you're going as slow as possible. So if you do have those children, somebody darts out in front of you, you have the ability to stop before you injure someone very badly. There's several consequences that are out there that can happen as a result of speeding. You're looking at everything from careless driving, reckless driving, or in a case where someone is hurt or killed, you can be looking at some other criminal charges such as negligent homicide or even vehicular manslaughter. Another consequence of speeding is if you do happen to run across a police officer when you're speeding, you could be looking at a citation and along with higher insurance rates. Too many citations can result in a license suspension, and that's something that could really impact you in the long run. A misconception is that officers won't pull you over unless you're doing, say, 10 miles an hour over the limit, or 5 miles an hour, or even 20 miles an hour. The truth is, the speed limit is the speed limit. Now, we try to be as lenient as possible, but in certain situations, such as school zones and residential neighborhoods, we may not be as lenient. Another question that always comes up is, should you stay with the flow of traffic? If the traffic is all speeding, should you speed with them just so you don't cause an issue? Well, obviously the answer in that is you should do the speed limit. Just because everyone else is speeding doesn't mean that you should as well. Also, at this time of year, it's very important that you don't speed through a school zone. These school zones are there for a reason. We want people to go as slow as possible because there are a lot of kids walking to and from class, and as we all know, children can be very unpredictable. I'm Sergeant Craig Stout for the Fayetteville Police Department. Remember, slow down. It's just not worth it.